I had really never spent any time there. And I interviewed Tommy Robinson about 10 years ago on the Sun News Network, which was the precursor to Rebel News. And I was scared of him because if you try and find out about him,
good reason to be.
The first 100 things you'll read about him are atrocious defamations.
Yeah. But he's a tough character.
Yeah. Oh,
Tommy Robinson came from the streets. It's like, don't mess with him. And he's super smart.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid. So like, he's an intimidating character.
Yeah. I mean, the very first question I asked him is, are you racist? That's a strange question to ask someone. That's
for sure.
And I sort of knew he wasn't, but I wanted to hear him say it.
Yeah.
And I got to know him a little bit. And so when that was at Sun News Network, when Rebel News started.
He's not racist like your typical, intelligent working class guy is, which means he'll be friends with people who are like his friends. The rest of it doesn't really matter.
He grew up in Luton, one of the most racially mixed towns there is. When I started Rebel News, Tommy was working home renovations.
Yeah.
And I called him up and I said, how much are you making? He lied.
Yeah.
And I said, well, put down your tools and come work with us. Your destiny is to do more. No disrespect to home renovations. You have a bigger calling. And
when was that?
I think that would have been 2015 or 2016.
And so why did you decide to do that?
What did I?
Yeah.
Well, because I had seen the clear and Tommy doesn't have a formal education.
No, Tommy's smart though.
He's very smart.
Yeah.
He's very well read. He has an encyclopedic command of the issues, and he has the real street experience. So, and he speaks with energy. Yeah. And you can see the authenticity and the belief there.
Yeah, that was my wife. Like my wife actually pushed me to interview him. I mean, I've been following Tommy for a long time because I've been keeping an eye on those rape gangs and wondering what the hell is going on here. And, I was leery about interviewing him because why?
I know.
How much trouble can you get yourself in,
But
my wife, my wife, who's a very harsh judge of character, approved of him. And then when we met him twice, like she was watching him, right? And women are pretty good at detecting snakes, especially if they put their mind to it. And she was, more impressed with him when we finished than she was to begin with. And he is super smart. And it was interesting interviewing him, because he's not narcissistic. He was really nervous. He was really nervous. He was sweating. And he knew that he had put his reputation on the line to come on my podcast, right? Because he could have been unveiled if he was the sort of person that had a facade, let's say. He knew the stakes were high, but the nervousness was very interesting to watch. Like he didn't come swaggering in there, like a pseudo Andrew Tate and figured that he was king of the castle. Quite the contrary. Yeah. And he was very careful with what he said, although animated. And so you had interviewed him. What made you think that you should select him out as a journalist?
I knew he had a story to tell that only he could tell. I knew there was a world in the UK outside of London, outside the fancy people.
Yeah.
So when we finally convinced him to come over, as I described earlier, there's a lot of litigation at Rebel News. We're always under attack in some way or another. So we have a lot of lawyers. So when Tommy joined us, I thought for sure we're going to need a lawyer. So I asked...
at least one.
That's right. So I asked our Canadian lawyer boss, who's a very high up guy, I said, can you refer me to a colleague in London? He said, oh yeah, we have, you bet. So he gave me the top lawyer in London for this kind of thing. And I emailed him and he said, no, thanks, I'm too busy, I can't, but I recommend my colleague. Okay, call up the colleague. Oh, I just have such a workload, I can't. Number 3, number 4. Pretty soon, one of them is candid and says, are you crazy? We're not going to take that. Would be the reputation for our firm. I had to go through 7 lawyers before I finally found a lawyer. I'm not even kidding. I searched for war criminal lawyer London. That's what I typed in.
Wow.
And I called the guy. I'm not going to say his name.
Wow.
And I said, I have someone who's worse than any war criminal you've ever represented. Tommy Robinson. I mean, and I thought if you're willing to represent actual war criminals, maybe you'll help Tommy. And I'm glad we did, because days thereafter, he was arrested in a 4:30 a.m. raid on his home.
Yeah.
And we got him out of jail that night. There really is a two-tier kind of policing. It was very hard to work with Tommy because I'm on the other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Tommy's used to being
Autonomous.
the boss.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is no, don't do that. It's a bad idea. No.
Right.
So he'd hang up and then he'd go and do it. I mean, he's not going to listen to me. He knows. And what do I know?
Right.
And we hired a bodyguard for him, and we had a whole, Tommy's not meant to be in a corporation.
Yeah. That's another T-shirt you could market.
Right.
Yeah. Tommy Robinson is not a corporate
Now,
type.
we really helped boost him. We introduced him to the world of media. We taught him whatever we could. And one important day, we had him sit in the boardroom of a major law firm, and all these lawyers came and taught him a little bit about defamation law, taught him a little bit about trespass, a little bit about copy. Like it was like a race car at a pit stop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
And he was in the middle, and not only was he completely engaged, but he had thoughtful questions for everyone because he had dealt with all these things before.
Well, and he's also smart as hell.
So that was an amazing day. And he was with us for a bit longer, but then we just parted ways. He's lightning in a bottle.
Yep.
And he's not meant to have a boss.
Yep.
So he went his own way, and he was doing his own journalism. And there was this video of him in Rome, and some migrant came up to him and said something like, "I'm going to kill you or put you in a box."
Yeah.
And Tommy knows how to fight.
Yeah.
And this guy sauntered up to Tommy thinking he would, and Tommy just kapow, and down the guy goes. And I'm watching this video, and for the first time, I can take it in just as a consumer, not like if I was his boss, I'd think, oh, great.
Yeah.
I find a lawyer in Rome.
Yeah.
At midnight. I don't speak it to, like, if you're the boss, that's what you're thinking. But I could just enjoy the theater and the newsworthiness